Um, for those of you that don't know me, I am Brandon. I have been teaching traditional Chinese martial arts for the last 13 years. I started when I was somewhere between 11 and 12. I've been doing Tai Chi for about 6 years, teaching it for 5. My dates and times are always off and they always change. I'm never 100% sure, but I do close approximations. Why do I do what I do? I believe that Chinese martial arts, Chinese practices, are a good way to build better people, to build individuals to become the best versions of themselves. Tai Chi is threefold. It involves meditation, it involves Qigong, which is breath work, and it involves Tai Chi itself. So we start to build that mind, body, and spirit connection. When it comes to the mind, I feel like that's where the meditative component comes in, but that component is also inherent in every other aspect. So why, right? How can Tai Chi help us? There's a whole list of things that I wrote down that Tai Chi is good for. For building immunity against illness, for building strength in the heart, cardiovascular, to better combat cardiovascular conditions, metabolic syndrome. It will help with bone mineral density for women who are postmenopausal. It can help with sleep disorders. It can aid with certain cancers. It can lower your resting blood pressure and increase your physical balance. Outside of that, it can help with stress reduction, anxiety, and depression. And that's kind of where I want to focus on, because mental health issues, in my opinion, they signify a degree of imbalance, right? Something's not right. Maybe it's a chemical imbalance. Maybe it's an imbalance with our relationship with the outside world. With Tai Chi, the first thing we learn is to calm our minds, right? So we have that meditative component. How does that work though, right? How can we calm a mind? Our minds go from thought to thought to thought to thought. We have hundreds of thoughts racing every second. So we're going to take a moment, once we get there, to do a more visualization. Do a more visualization exercise to help us gain and develop techniques to put into our repertoire to help us calm our minds. Then we're going to work on our bodily awareness through Qigong exercises, where we can feel our deficits, right? Through movement, we can identify where we feel our stress, where we feel our anxiety, where we feel our depression. Outside of that, just wear and tear from life, right? And this movement, how does my knee feel? How do my hips feel? How does my neck feel? How does my shoulder feel? What modifications can we make to do away, to reduce the impact that those ailments are having on our lives? We're going to close out with Tai Chi, which is just balance, right? But what is balance? It's not just having the capacity to stand on one leg. It's yin and it's yang. It's having balance in life. Now, mental health issues imply imbalance, right? And I am willing to argue that most of us have experienced some degree of mental illness. 1 in 5 people have experienced mental illness. 50% of lifetime mental illness starts at age 14. 75% starts at age 24. The second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 14 is suicide. 50% of all adults with mental health issues received treatment in 2021. 50% are not high enough. Apologies, less than 50%. Less than 50%, I want to say like 47. That's not enough people that need help, that are getting the help they need, rather. Mental illness is not just a mental illness, right? Because how our brains respond to trauma, how our brains respond to all of these varying factors can lead to cardiovascular and metabolic diseases. They can lead to substance abuse. They can lead to all these different things that tear us down physically. And we can point the finger and say, the issue is the alcohol, access to this, access to that, access to that, when we really need to look inward, right? Members of the LGBTQ community, 4 times more likely to commit suicide over any other population. Men, 79% of suicides are men. So there's this clear disparity in mental health where there are disenfranchised groups. African American populations, Latino populations, they are less likely to get the help that they need. And this is not just me talking out of my ass, this is statistical evidence from the National Association of Mental Health. The National Library of Medicine conducted a study that tested Tai Chi to see what can it do for people. And they said Tai Chi had a significant impact on overall quality of life and on the physical component on the quality of life. So what does that mean as it pertains to mental health? If I can improve my body, I can improve my mind. How? Ailments, sickness, joint pain, muscle pain. All of that are going to affect our brain. Lack of strength in our bodies is going to lead us to be more miserable, to feel more stressed out. Right? If I stand up and every time I feel an ache in my knee, that's just going to irritate me. That's going to make me feel like I can't do what I want to do. Teaching Kung Fu is very hard for me sometimes because I have knee pain. I can't do it like I used to when I was 16. So being able to go back into Tai Chi, practice my breathing, come back to center, helps me to reduce that depression that comes with feeling like I can't do things like I used to. Coming up here today, talking to you all, I have been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. It's hard, but through our practice, we can learn to curb our anxiety, we can learn to curb our depression, and manage other mental health disorders. So first we're going to start with the meditation. This is going to be a guided meditation. So you can do this seated, you can do this laying down, you can do it however you feel comfortable. You can do it standing up. You're going to sit comfortably. I want you all to get your back straight and close your eyes. We're going to start off with a 4-2-4 count. What that means is we're going to breathe in deep for 4 seconds. We're going to hold our breath for 2 seconds. We're going to breathe out for 4 seconds, then hold for 2. Close your eyes. I'm going to count it out for you guys. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and keep going at that pace independently. Keep breathing and just listening. So, focus. Don't let the sounds of the outside world distract you. So, I believe that it's important to have tension. I believe that it's important to feel stress. I believe that it's important to have all of these taxing things so that we can learn to let them go. So I want you to visualize either waves or flame. And either one you choose to visualize, I want you to visualize it going wild. Visualize a wild candle flame. Visualize the sea. The waves are choppy. They're all over the place. It's wild, it's chaotic, it's stressful. Breathe into that feeling. Feel the tension. Feel how uncomfortable that is, because it's everywhere. There is no sense of organization. Now with each passing breath, I want you to visualize that flame slowing down. Visualize those waves, stillness. With each passing breath, let that flame come to rest. It does not extinguish, but it stays in place. It stays still. The waves are not choppy anymore. The waves are still. And then breathe into that feeling. Feel the peace that comes with that. Feel the stillness. In all that chaos, what did we learn to do? We learned to create stillness. We learned to take control of that chaos inside of us, the chaos that we ourselves created in our own minds, and tell it to be still. And open your eyes. close out that meditation with a little bit of Qigong. We're going to breathe in through our nose and breathe out through our mouths. Breathing in and out. Breathe in, out. Last one, breathe in and out. And slowly stand up. Alright, so we started at square one, right? We started at the mind. Now we're going to work down to our body. We're going to do 2 Qigong exercises. Number 1 is holding up the sky. This is for digestion, respiration, and elimination. How these exercises work are by creating tension and releasing tension. So as I move my body, I keep my back arched, my knees tucked, my hips tucked. When I come forward, I rise up and I allow my body to stretch. As I come down, I breathe out and I compress. So we're moving our lungs and we're moving our stomach for digestion, respiration, elimination, and combining it with breath work. We'll start by breathing in. And down. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. Next one, breathe in. And out. Relax. Next one is number 7, staring at the fist with angry eyes. And this one definitely creates tension intentionally. So, we're going to separate our feet double shoulder width apart. We're going to breathe in, and our bodies, our arms, everything relaxes as we rise up. Then as we go out, we're tense. We're tense here, we're tense here, we're tense in our arms. Relax. And breathe in. Relax. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. Stand up. So that's Qigong. That's breath work. There's a series of 8 exercises that we use. There's a whole bunch of other styles of Qigong, but the core one that we have in our class is that. Now what does that emulate, right? Staring at the fist with angry eyes. Can anybody guess why we do this exercise? To release tension, yes, but what else? There's more to it than that. Anger, yes. How do we feel when we're angry? Explosive, angry, tense, right? So we're tense. We're angry, we want to throw hands, we want to do things. But what can we learn to do instead?
Breathe.
Breathe. Control. Anger's not bad. Negative emotions are not bad per se. Negative to me is positive and negative, right? Charge, not context. So it's not about not being angry. It's not about not being anxious. It's not about not being scared. It's about being able to take these emotions, breathe into them, feel them, own them, and drop them by choice.
Give them intention.
Next up, we're going to do some Tai Chi. This is where our balance comes in. And in this context, you learn how to combine everything. We don't have the time to do everything today, so we're just going to worry about our feet. So Tai Chi is, in terms of physical movement, is all about weight distribution. So we're in control of how we step. We're learning to guide our bodies to be more ours, right? We don't want to walk around and trip over ourselves. We need to be in control of how we do what we do. So there's a difference between a step and a fall. How we walk in Tai Chi, we would consider it falling because I'm not controlling my weight distribution. If I'm going from here to here, I have fallen. Granted, this was intentional, but it wasn't graceful, it wasn't controlled. When we walk in Tai Chi, every single step is controlled. So I never fall. So we're going to try it and relax for a moment. So, general issues with equilibrium, general issues with your knee, general issues with your hip. You have to find your own way. There is no concrete way of doing this. I have two favorite sayings for Tai Chi. One, don't forget to breathe. Two, you have to learn the way of finding your own way. Picking up in the back like this is hard for a lot of people, especially when they have knee and hip issues. You don't necessarily have to pick up. You can drag. You can pick up, stop halfway, then go out. There's endless options. But you have to let your body tell you what you can and cannot do, and make the modifications as you go. And if you can't come to those conclusions, that's where I come in. And you let me know, what's up? Hey, my knee hurts when I do this. What can I do to fix it? And we'll figure it out together. So let's try it one more time. As I shift forward, my weight is shifting. As I shift back, my weight is almost all the way in the back. When I turn, my weight stays here. I shift forward, pick up in the back, and step. We're going to try it a couple times, going down the right and forward. We're going to shift our weight to the back. that you can take into consideration what these practices, any internal practice, can do for you and your mental well-being. Slow it up. Feet together. Right fist, left palm, show courtesy. Appreciate your time. If you have any questions.